Hey everyone, it's Jerry at the Fledge. Welcome to another episode of Every Damn Day. And today on the show, we have our great friend Madeline and our great friend Gabby. How you guys doing today?
Good.
Yeah?
Very good.
Have you been skateboarding today?
Napping, and I took a big bath to recover from skateboarding.
So you skateboarded yesterday or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about you, Gabby?
Yeah, I haven't been out yet today, but I think I will later.
Yeah, awesome. So did you know that the name of the show, Every Damn Day, comes from the Tampa skate park, down in Tampa, I forget what it's called.
Wait, is that Bro Bowl?
That's there, I think.
Because I'm trying to visit Tampa to skate soon.
Yeah,
is there another one?
Tampa's they got that Pro Tampa skate, or I forget what it's called. We'll have to watch one of the other skaters because they reminded me of it. But they had a big Every Damn Day painted on the side of their building and talking about skateboarding every damn day and how, pushing it forward. So the name of the show is actually named for skateboarding.
I'm not surprised.
So
I didn't know that. That's cool.
But anyways, why don't you guys take a minute to tell us about yourselves a little bit before we jump into all of your projects. So, the typical questions are, where are you from? And, where'd you go to school and all of that. And I think you're MSU grads or went to MSU. And let's talk about you for a little bit. Neither one who wants to go first. Let's go ahead.
Gabby?
Maddie, do you want to go first?
Gabby? Maddie? I don't know. I definitely don't mind going first. I am Madeline, she, they pronouns. I graduated in May from Michigan State, and I've been living in Lansing for 3 years now, and I consider it my home because my hometown is pretty lame. It's like a suburb of Detroit. So I'm very happy to be here instead.
Yeah. Well, we're glad to have you here as well. What about you, Gabby?
Yeah.
How long you been here?
I'm Gabby. I use they, them pronouns. I've been here this is my 4th year. I'm actually still going to MSU. I'm an art education major. This is my last year, and then I have an internship next year. And yeah, after that, I'll be certified to be an art teacher.
Do you already have your internship all set up, or you have to go find one?
I'm still in the process right now, but I think MSU hooks it up pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think you'll stay in Lansing?
I'm not really sure. I actually want to move somewhere warmer when I graduate. But
if you're going to skateboard every damn day and you don't have an indoor skate park, then
right, exactly.
Warmer is needed.
Yeah.
So
or an indoor skate park.
Or an indoor skate park. What's your degree, Madeline?
Actually, art education as well, and that's how me and Gabby met.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So Madeline showed up to 99 Problems, but a pitch ain't one. 40 minutes late. Comes in, rocks her pitch, and takes the money away from somebody else that was thinking that they got it. That was awesome, by the way. I loved it.
It was a high for me.
It was spectacular. But you're right in my sweet spot. I love skateboarding. I love skateboarders. Will you guys dive into that project that you're talking about and skateboarding and anything else that you want to talk about?
I kind of want to let Gabby start by talking about girl skate and the community that we're building in Lansing, and
for sure.
how we can move that forward into an indoor skate park.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess I'll start by just talking about how long I've started skating 3 years ago, and every time I came up to Lansing, I always kind of felt out of place because it's a very male dominated space, And this year I decided to start like hosting a girls and queer skate event. Yeah, it's been just pretty much like word of mouth and like Instagram advertising. Like I'll just make a poster or like approach people at the skate park and ask them to come to my event. And I've had like an overwhelming amount of success so far. Like I've seen so many like new faces at the skate park. Yeah, and it's been a really great way to like get people that don't identify as men like into skateboarding.
That is so important. I mean, when we started with our skateboarding kind of tone, with your mom's skateboards out in Grand Ledge, and we started the Fledge kind of out of that. We were male dominated for a long time, and it took a lot of work to create that safe space so that we didn't look so male dominated. And I really applaud you for doing that. Before we get into the indoor skate park, and I don't know who would want to handle this one, but whichever one of you, why is skateboarding important?
Oh man,
It's a big question.
I mean, there's nothing I could say against skateboarding. Like it's just all fun and like character building and a good outlet, and builds my confidence and my strength. It's my only form of exercise mainly.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
You like all those answers?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, do you have to be creative to be a skateboarder?
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into skating. Like, especially like with style, like doing a trick is one thing, but doing a trick and like adding your personality to it and like giving it your own kind of flavor, I think that's like one of my favorite parts of skateboarding.
Yeah, I do too. What were you going to say, Madeline?
Just that I admire the creative skateboarders more than anything. I also admire, kind of as a segue, but we don't need to segue yet. I admire the creativity needed to make DIY skate parks, and how, like, for example, Prospect Park in Ipsy has a really creative look to it with like local artists contributing to it and stuff. And so there's a lot of creative people in the skateboarding community.
Mm-hmm. Same with Bishop in Detroit.
Yeah, dude, when did that start? I just heard about it.
I think it was this year.
Great, good.
Well, is Bishop next to the big tall buildings there?
Yeah, it's like in an old church parking lot.
Okay. I'm trying to think of the one we did, Wild in the Streets, when they came to Detroit in, was that 2012? That was so long ago. And that was a blast. Do you know what Wild in the Streets is?
No.
Skaters from all over the world come to a particular city every year and skate the entire city. So we shut down Detroit's traffic in the middle of the day. One Friday afternoon, I think it was. And we ended up with there's a big party and a show and tons of famous skaters at Modern. Afterwards, it was, look, it's what are they? Emerica does that every year. So
that's cool.
So do you think that your art degrees help you with skateboarding?
Yes, I got a lot of hands-on practice with like woodworking and multimedia construction type stuff that allows me to like problem solve making anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also like painting. Both of us are experienced in like painting and drawing and designing. So I think like that is one thing that really helps me with my girl skate event, because like I have to make the poster every week and like take it around town and hang it up on the walls and post it all over social media. So having that skill is really important.
Yeah. Dude, Gabby, I also notice you being such a teacher with the beginner skaters.
Yeah.
That was always something when I first got back into skateboarding because I skated in the 70s and then I came back into it in the 2000s with my son Rain. And what always surprised me is you'd go to the skate park and these guys look all cool and they're all, macho and stuff like that. But as soon as somebody says or does something wrong or they want to try to encourage them, it's always such a supportive community, but not always for the girls, right? Or the,
Yeah.
so.
Well, I have like a favorite memory at Ranny where I was trying to do my pop shove and this really good skater dude just told me to add a little more scoop. I don't even know what that really means, but something clicked in my head and I got it the next try and he saw it and was super supportive. And I just want to say that like I kind of credit Gabby for making me feel comfortable at the skate park because even though you're doing like girls skate sessions, you've also integrated like a good communication and like what's repertoire with the male skaters. And so like it's all feeling more comfortable now.
Yeah, I'm really happy to hear that. I feel like I've worked really hard to like make a place for people at the skate park.
Yeah, I felt very out of it until I had your like you had me like under your wing at Ranny.
Good. I'm happy to hear that.
So do you feel like you still are under the wing or now are you kind of on your own and confident and
Well, now I've befriended all of the skaters myself, so I do feel like I'm my own individual at the park.
Yeah.
I really applaud you, Gabby. I came up to give you that $99, Madeline, and I saw all the girl skaters there and the LGBTQ community there, and it was just so exciting. I mean, it was so vibrant and so cool what you're doing. And, I also look at skateboarding as math. Do you ever look at skateboarding as math?
I'm not good at math.
Me neither.
Can I make a suggestion that math comes in many, many forms and you are trying to defy physics often? And, how do you figure out an angle to get a kickflip going? How do you figure out, even the pop shove it, how do you figure out where it's going to be? I would applaud you both because I think you're probably a lot better at math, maybe not on the worksheets that they hand out in schools, but I think you're probably a lot better than math than you give yourself credit for. Because that's always the thing with skateboarding with me is the creative side and the physics side or the mathematical side. And I love skaters. I love them all. Some of them can be dicks, but for the most part.
Yeah, I love them too.
So who wants to talk about the project that you want to do?
I'm really eager to spit some stuff out.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so today we made some progress reaching out to a community of skateboarders more in like Okemos area that have been trying to build or like they are not trying to build, but they're trying to like lobby for an outdoor skate park in Meridian. So they are like already pretty rallied behind like the process, I guess. And so I reached out to see if they'd be interested in helping with the indoor park in Lansing, and they were super stoked about it.
Nice.
A lot of them have like pieces that are just like in storage right now that they can contribute. Boxes, pallets, quarter pipes, rails. One of them mentioned being a welder, so we're building like a collection of people with skills and materials. I really want to, I don't know if this is the time yet, but like brainstorming funding and location is going to be the biggest thing because I have a bunch of project ideas. Like I can envision the whole thing in my head, but the logistics side is where I need some help.
Have you found any non-skaters that might be in a position to help like that you're working with?
You know, I haven't specifically reached out, but I have some people in mind that are, because coincidentally, I've also personally been on a mission to develop my like hand building skilled trade sort of expertise, and so I have created a relationship with this older gentleman in Lansing who's remodeling his house, and I'm going to be helping him with it, and he has a bunch of power tools and
All
like
right.
knowledge on that stuff, and I bet if I help him he'd help me.
Yeah, I bet that too. So, what do you need right now as far as keeping that moving? Do you need money? Do you need just a spot? What do you
I
need?
think the first step is a little guidance on how to make a 501c, because I want to apply for grants, and I've never done that before.
Okay. So, I'm definitely going to be able to help you with that. So I've got an attorney that can help walk you through that, and we'll figure all of that out. What have been some challenges so far? All right, so there's skaters and then there's all the adults. I'm just going to say it like that, though a lot of skaters are adults. What has the reaction from the adults, from the goody goodies, from the non-skaters? What has that been?
Let me tell you my mom's reaction. I was so excited to tell her about that 99 problems but a pitch success story. And her immediate reply was just that the idea of this sort of temporary, like inhabiting a space that maybe we don't necessarily own or don't have like license to use for a skate park, basically like doing like a sort of unofficial occupying of a space sounds super unrealistic and like it wouldn't last. So there's definitely some lack of like believing in doing
Well, hey,
something.
your mom's
crazy.
just a hater because my mom said that she thought it was a great idea and she's really
Yay.
proud of us. So
I want to meet your mom. That's so sweet.
Well, I think it's a great idea too, and I'm really proud of you as well. And it's very skateboardy of you, if I can use that phrase, to want to do it yourself. And this happens all over the world. There are skate parks that pop up everywhere.
Oh yeah,
So,
I have my eye on them. They're the coolest parks.
yeah.
Built by skaters, for skaters. I got another t-shirt. I've got my Skate War t-shirt on today, but I got another skate shirt that says every day is trash day somewhere. And it's an old rickety mini ramp that they built out of, just wood they found. And I've always loved either looking at something and saying, shit, that'd be sweet to skate, or building something that would be sweet to skate.
Yes, dude, I'm always eyeballing things that I like. Now it's too early in the process because wouldn't have a place to store it, but like I'm always eyeballing, like, for example, those like
My friend.
MSU.
Are you still there, Gabby?
Parking.
Yeah.
Parking like blocks or whatever, and they're at like a slant, and I'm always like thinking how this would not be that difficult to just plop in the back of a truck and make into a rail or something.
I'm getting
What? Oh crap, I'm probably getting glitchy.
So
I can
let's
still
do a
hear you,
check
Madeline.
with me, Gabby.
Hi.
Yep, I can
I'm
hear
here.
you too. Yep. Hi. No problem. It's okay to get glitchy. Everyone's home using Zoom for their work meetings and all that or whatever. So
Yeah.
we're good. Let's
Can you
keep
hear me?
going. Yes.
Cool.
What obstacles do you see, Gabby? I'm going to switch back and forth if you all don't mind. Like what obstacles are you seeing in this endeavor?
I personally am just like I said, I'm still in school. right now, so I don't have like necessarily all the time in the world to commit to this project. I mean, it is still something I'm like super, super interested in, and like I would love to help, but yeah, I'm still in school.
Yeah. So, what other obstacles, Madeline?
Well, I would just like to add to Gabby's concern by reassuring them that since I'm graduated unemployed with all the time in the world, I can take care of lots of logistical stuff, and Gabby's good at the like people connecting, communicating, advertising stuff. So we'll combine our time and skills. I see obstacles being just like fatigue, maybe, which is I guess related to Gabby's things too, because like if it's just us, it could become too much of a load on our like plates on our schedule, and then just not come into fruition, which would suck.
Yeah. I
So,
want to get like a board of people that would like work with us. I feel like that'd be our best bet.
It's just I have this problem with community organizing a lot, where I desperately want someone else to take the reins sometime, but like I find that no one wants to step up to that, or like, and maybe they don't feel empowered to, or they don't want to like overstep their boundaries. So it like puts too much pressure on one person or a small group of people, instead of like the like tasks being spread out more manageably across a board of people. So hopefully we can counteract that.
it'll organize. It'll figure itself out. I'm confident in you. So, skateboarding and brands and culture, they all kind of always run together. I mean, it seems like for so long, all the cool stuff was coming out of the skateboarders. Do you have any vision of creating a brand around what you're doing, whether it's the girl skate or the indoor skate park or anything like that?
I've talked about it with my friends before, yeah.
Great.
But
I need to hear that, because I don't really know what a name could be, or
right.
or what. I was contemplating, I haven't mentioned this to anyone else, but like and I don't know, Gabby, you can totally veto this, but kind of culture is like a thing that's been around like as a community organizing brand that another one of our skateboarding friends is a part of. So it could like build off that.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool.
It does not need to, but that's my only lead. And kind of culture also does like local music and local artists
right.
platforming. So
yeah, I was thinking about working with some other like community organizers, like maybe in the spring, to get like some dual events, like girls skate and like trans thrift at the same two for one, I think that would be really cool.
So, you obviously are going to need some money, and you're going to hear liability a lot. Have you heard that?
I got that in my notes.
Yep.
What is that going to mean for us?
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on that? Because that's those adults I was talking about before. That's what they're going to hit you with the biggest, because they're going to think you're not prepared. So get prepared for that answer.
So I guess if we do go the 501c route, then there would be like a technical organization or whatever to like place blame on. But let's say we didn't do a 501c and we found funding without grants, and like no one technically took ownership of the park. Could you blame anyone for anything going wrong? Like,
I mean, they could come after individuals and things like that, but it really depends on what happens. But I wouldn't mind flipping the mindset on that for a second.
Yeah.
Let's imagine that it's me that gets hurt. Okay, I don't want to say one of you two, but let's say that it's me that gets hurt and I hit my head and I can't work anymore, and maybe I have to be in a wheelchair. Would you want me to be taken care of somehow? Or would you put me out on the street, put my skateboard on my chest and say, he fell out there?
I love that you asked that because, like, Jerry, we love you. Of course, we'll take care of you. And I have this, like, sort of crazy end goal vision of this indoor park also being, like, a community shelter. So, like, even, like, free housing or whatever, or, like, if it somehow gained a profit, like, we could provide jobs to people who can't maybe do much else because they have a disability or something. Like, I don't know. However we can, like, I don't know, help back.
I would like you to keep in mind that your liabilities that you want to care about are the ones to protect your skaters, to make sure that if something does happen, that if they're going to be off work for 8 weeks, then there's a way to help them through that. And a lot of people are going to use liability coming at you like, well, you don't have the liability covered, and they're going to try to use words and confuse you. And they just don't want skaters hanging around because they think skaters are scumbags. But they're super wrong about that. They're super wrong about it. So that's something I think you'll want to prepare for. But I have done this. I can't wait to start helping you. And I can't wait to see skate park concerts come back and all the different things that you are thinking about doing. What's something that you do? And we've talked a lot about your project, and I would have loved to dig deeper into you two as individuals. Like, are you working on a cool art project right now? Or what are you learning in school or anything like that? Is there any other project you want to talk about for a second?
Okay, yeah. I also make zines, and I make this, like, politically radical zine called Age of Aquarius, and I also want to, like, have, like, a zine stand at the skate park, so that's, like, I guess integrated potentially in the future into this.
What about you, Gabby?
Yeah, well, it's finals week for me, so I'm working on a painting and a drawing and this and that. Very busy in my studio practice right now. Also selling prints to just make money.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So is there something that you guys do every damn day to push your mission forward, either together or separately?
Yes. I journal and make lists every day. Lists are really helpful for me to see what I need to do, what I have done, what I'm lacking on, keep my, like, ideas, keep a record of them.
Yeah. I fill up books like this.
Mm-hmm.
I've got my list. I've got all my stuff. What about you, Gabby?
Every day I wake up and I make myself a pot of coffee and then I drink it all.
Both of those are on my list. I'm going through coffee all of the time.
Right.
So we daisy chain the show together, and yesterday on the show we had a software expert, a marketing expert, and he has a question for you. And his question for you was, often an endeavor starts out with, what's the worst case scenario? What's the worst that can happen? But he wants to flip that on you and say, have you thought about your best case scenario? What's the best thing that could happen? And what does that look like?
I love thinking ideally. Like, historically significant, culturally, like, counterculturally progressive space for skaters and artists and mutual aid and something lasting and making its mark on Lansing.
You
Yeah.
agree with that, Gabby? You want to
Yes.
add anything?
Wow, very, very well said.
Yeah, I love that mission. That should definitely be your mission statement. Have you thought about how that affects you, if you personally, if it does happen? What if this all comes true?
All it means is that I've achieved self-actualization and my dreams are my reality, and I'll be very content.
Is that Maslow talking?
Maslow? What is that?
Uh-huh. The Maslow, they call it the hierarchy of needs, but I think of it more as it starts with like basic safety and security, food and shelter, then there's connection, then there's self-esteem, and then there's self-actualization. And so if all of those needs are being met, you should be a pretty well-rounded, happy, healthy person.
For sure. It goes food, skateboarding, housing, community.
You mean skateboarding, food, housing?
I've seen it in all, and I don't like that it's sometimes defined as like this pyramid, because you're really spot on. It's a mixture. It's everything together, and you try to manage your needs. And I know a skater right now, one of the best skaters in this community, is homeless right now and struggling for food and doesn't have shelter, but he's got a skateboard. And don't use that against him. The skateboard is his touch point. That's the point that kind of keeps him sane through all of this, I think. So,
aww. I want to befriend this person.
I'll tell you who it is later. I don't want to just out him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
If you can introduce me sometime, that'd be cool.
Okay. And so tomorrow on the show, I've got, you guys are kind of nudged in between two corporate people, which I think is just lovely. I've got an independent financial advisor from New York Life is going to be on the show. And what question would you like to ask her?
How about, because we like to be radical with our visions, I'd like to know what this person does to like radically care for their community or their loved ones.
So how to radically care for their community or loved ones.
Change someone's life, be selfless in your love and your support of someone.
Is that what you mean by radical? What's that word mean, radical? What's it mean to you?
Yeah. It means like more than what society teaches you to do.
So
like outside the box.
All right. I love that question. I think that she's going to have a pretty good time answering it. And we'll see what she says. But I'm going to flip it on you guys too. And I'm going to start with Gabby. Gabby, how would you answer that same question? What's something you do to radically help the community or someone or people that you love?
Yeah, well, I think what comes to mind is my girls' skate event. I just like want to see people happy in skating, regardless of like their gender identity or their sexuality. Like, I think there should be space at the skate park for everybody. And like, it really shows itself when people come up to me and say like, oh, I didn't feel comfortable at the skate park until I started coming to your event, or like saw you there and you were so welcoming. So yeah, that's like what I think of.
Have you ever seen the Afghani girls that were skating that did something similar? They took over an indoor skate park once, a day for given time, and they were Muslim girls. So they used skateboarding to. You ever seen that story?
No, that's
Is there a documentary on that?
Yes, it is. Yes, there is.
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
They stayed in school longer. They got more respect from the male figures and started kind of breaking all of those cultural paradigms and Afghanistan in a Muslim culture. But it helped them with school. It helped them with jobs. It helped them with so many things. And Gabby, I applaud you for doing this and taking the initiative. I'm so proud to know you. And that in itself will be a turning point in the history of Lansing skating. I'm sure of it. Okay, back to you, Maddie. I built her up, so I'm sorry I'm doing this.
Oh, that's okay. I have 4% battery. Should I plug in or are we almost done?
We're going to be done in a minute. So
okay. If I die, bye. But
if your phone dies,
yeah, my phone dies.
We understand.
I think it's a skater thing. I'm at 5%.
I'm always at about 5 to 10% too. So yeah, let's just cruise then. What's something radical you do to care for the community?
I think it's a little bit more abstract, but the most important way that I like try to show love or spread love is like through really open conversation, so I can really like learn and understand people, where they're coming from and stuff. So like I just center that, like that's my central value for my relationships with people.
I love it. It's so important to meet people where they're at and, you know, understand them before you start plopping in, oh, you got to understand this, you got to do this. And so many people are out there trying to fix everybody, and nobody needs to be fixed. We're all just fine. We just need a little help getting from here to there once in a while. So I love that answer. So I'm going to put something on you we didn't prepare for. One of you or both of you, take us out with something. What do you want to say to the crowd? What do you want to say as kind of a concluding statement? And it can be as simple as deuces or go skate or, you know, eat your vegetables, whatever you want.
Stay hydrated. I need to do that.
Skate or die.
Skate or die.
Don't be afraid to wear your protective gear.
Yeah,
I do that.
helmet. Oh,
Yeah, because I would be a lot more broken if I didn't.
right? Your brain is important. You do not want to get a concussion.
That is a fact. That is a fact. So that's what we got for the show today. I love your project. I love what you guys are doing. I love the girl skate and the friendliness that you're putting out into the queer community with that, and the welcoming. And I just think you two are going to be heroes of the skate scene of Lansing, and I can't wait to watch it come to fruition. So thank you, everybody out there, for watching another episode of Every Damn Day, and I will see you tomorrow. And skate or die.